Hey guys, long time no see. Hope everybody is doing well and staying safe in these trying times. This is a new series I've created for this channel, basically combining my love of myths and legends and history and all the wonderful stories that comes with that with food. So in each episode, I'm gonna be telling you guys a story and also show you a corresponding dish that is somewhat related to the story I'm telling. Even though sometimes the relationship might be very, very tiny. I gotta eat. Nobody should be telling stories on an empty stomach. And before we get started, I just wanna say, Happy Valentine's Day! Okay, don't freak out, you didn't get the dates wrong. You see, today is the Qixi festival in China, or Chinese Valentine's Day. You should really be celebrating that as well. And this celebration falls each year on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month. And since Qixi has come to symbolize true love in traditional Chinese culture, I wanted to talk to you guys about relationships in ancient China, specifically the little red string of fate. If you guys didn't know, in traditional Chinese culture, people have always believed in predestined relationships and the red strings of fate. We use a term to describe this called 缘分, or predestined relationships, because we believe that predestined relationships or fate is what brings two people together ultimately. According to traditional beliefs, those who are married have actually created bonds throughout many lifetimes, which resulted in their matrimony in this lifetime. And 缘分 is what explains why two random strangers living amongst billions of people in the world, maybe even from opposite sides of the globe, managed to meet each other and eventually be married. So today, I'm going to be telling you guys the story of the original red strings of fate. And before we do that, yes, I'm gonna introduce you to some dumplings. This is one of my favorite places to eat dumplings in New York City, Kung Fu soup dumplings. And these are the rainbow dumplings. If you never watched me on my food channel before, soup dumplings always pair great with some vinegar and some ginger. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of hot oil in there to heat it up and give it some color red, because we are talking about love today, you know, and love is hot. This is their rainbow dumpling. Each one of these is a different flavor of dumpling. Traditionally, how you eat this, take a bite. I like to do this. You don't have to. I like to dump my soup out a little, add some vinegar and hot oil in there. Slurp that down. There's always a huge debate as to the right way or wrong way to eat a soup dumpling. My version is, as long as you're able to eat those without burning yourself, you're doing something right. Reason I love this place, skin is so thin. And that filling is so meaty. I think this is the spicy one. Yeah. That's the spicy soup dumpling. Oh, that burned you up. And the reason I'm eating soup dumplings is because during the Qixi festival, Chinese Valentine's Day, just like a lot of other holidays, food is a central part of it. So people would always eat a lot of fruit because it's sweet and you want your relationship to be sweet. They also eat a lot of dumplings. And traditionally, because dumplings always symbolizes prosperity, it symbolizes luck, it symbolizes love, it symbolizes, I don't know, maybe pregnancy because it's stuffed with something. So what people would do sometimes, and I do not recommend this, on Chinese Valentine's Day, girls would make these dumplings and put one of three things inside. One would be a coin, two would be a plum or jujube. The third one would be a needle. No joke, they would actually put a needle in the dumplings. So whoever will bite into a dumpling with a coin, that means you'll have fortune and be blessed. And if someone bites into a dumpling and it's a red plum or jujube, that means love is on the horizon. It is gonna be sweet. And if you bite into it and there's a needle, that means you're gonna be really dexterous. Basically, like girls back then, they wanna be able to do needlework really well, so that's why the needle. And you're also gonna have a bloody mouth. So don't put the needles in there, or the coin, that's just gross. And that is why I'm eating dumplings with nothing stuffed inside besides delicious porky broth. So each one of these is a different flavor. I made out spinach, chicken, spicy. I wonder what this is. This is very romancy looking. Ah, shrimp soup dumpling. Actually, I brought out a little better hot oil. I'll put my hot oil against anybody's hot oil, and this will go really good with my soup dumplings. Awesome. Anyway, back to this old man under the moon. So the old man under the moon, or 月上老人 as we call it, or 月老 as we call him for short, basically meaning old moon guy. And the reason he's important is because he was known as the divine matchmaker, somebody who paired people together long before they've even met. Here's the story. Long ago, during the Tang Dynasty in China, there was a man named Wei Gu who really wanted to get married and ultimately have a family of his own. One year, as he was touring a nearby county, Wei Gu found a matchmaker who offered to pair him up with the daughter of a prestigious official. Wei, of course, agreed and could not wait for the next day to come. He was so excited that he left early in the morning when everything was still dark outside. As he reached the temple where he was supposed to meet his future wife, he spotted instead an old man reading a book. After glancing over what looked like gibberish on the pages, Wei asked the old man why he couldn't understand any of the words. The old man then told him that the words were not meant for mortal eyes. After further questioning, the old man explained that he was actually the god of arranging marriages. Wei was extremely delighted and asked the old man if he would successfully wed the young lady he was supposed to meet today. Unfortunately, the old man shook his head and told him that his future wife was still young and not at a marrying age yet, but Wei insisted on seeing the girl. So the old man relented and he brought Wei to a busy market and pointed at a young girl walking with an old lady who was blind in one eye. The girl was dressed in plain clothes covered in dirt and did not seem very pretty, definitely not meeting the expectations of someone as shallow as Wei. When Wei saw the girl, he was so disappointed and yelled at the old man, screaming at him for setting him up with someone who was like this. And then he had such an evil thought. He thought, if I killed her, then fate will be broken. There's no way I'll marry this girl in the future, and whatever this old man says will turn out to be untrue. The old man urged him not to hurt the girl because she was blessed with both good wealth and fortune. He also explained to Wei Gu that the red strings have already been tied around both their ankles, meaning that their fates were already bound together. After returning home, Wei could not accept the fact that he would wed such a girl, so he gave a knife to one of his servants and paid him 10,000 coins to kill the girl at the market. Pretty harsh, huh? The servant did as he was asked and stabbed the girl in the forehead. He wasn't able to kill her though because chaos broke out in the marketplace shortly afterwards and he quickly fled home. 14 years drifted by after the incident, and throughout those years, Wei continued to be completely unsuccessful in finding love. He later joined the army under a man named Wang Tai who was impressed by Wei and betrothed his 17-year-old daughter to him. His daughter was not only beautiful and wealthy, but also talented at whatever she did. Wei was so happy. Soon, however, he began to notice that his new wife always had a small flower paper pasted on her forehead. When he questioned her about it, she told him the story of how she was raised by her nanny and was stabbed between the brows one day when accompanying her in the marketplace. The stabbing left a permanent scar that she had no choice but to cover with a small sticker. Wei was shocked and asked if the nanny was blind in one eye to confirm his suspicions. His wife said yes, and that was when Wei realized that the old man was right all along. Wei felt horrible and confessed everything to his wife. Of course, she being such a compassionate and wonderful person, she forgave him and they both treated each other with respect, love, and consideration for the rest of their lives. That is the legend of the red string, and how no matter what, if you're meant to be together, the red string and the old man under the moon will make it happen. One more dumpling. Save the spicy one for last. Ah, it's a nice cake. And that story gave rise to the Chinese expression, a red string will bring two people who are destined to marry together, even if they're thousands of miles apart. Ooh, my dessert is coming. You're gonna like this. Never leave here without this chocolate soup dumplings. Dumplings with Nutella and banana stuffed inside. Even though nowadays we're free to marry whoever we want, well, assuming they want to marry us back, the ancients believed that marriages were decided by the heavens and a little red string. That's sweet. Hope you guys like the story and the food, so till we eat again. See you later.